Sunday, and we are excited to be here with you guys. We have an amazing show in store for you all. I know you guys can see we got our guest here. Her name is Evalye. She is the CEO and founder of Whole Life Healing Center. We got Raynisha with us, Walk and Talk It Out CEO. So it's a good day. Okay, guys. So we're gonna jump right into this with Evalye. So I call her E. I just want to keep it real with y'all out here on this show. I call her E. So when I say E, I'm talking to her. Okay. She is such an inspiration. She's doing such a wonderful job in the community. E, I want you to tell us a little bit about your organization, COAC, and what it is that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, thank you so much, Mia, for having me on Survival Sunday. I am so honored to be here. But what COAC is short for Community Outreach and Advocacy Corporation. We are based here in Metro Atlanta and was founded in 2019. But our mission is to really help improve the lives of underserved communities, people that are being fully impacted by food insecurity, job insecurity, and basic need insecurity. And a lot of our activity go towards pushing that effort. Today, I am going to talk about one of our newest projects called the Good Resume Project. And that is something that we are extremely excited about. And excuse me about my background. I have Alexa, and anybody who opens the door, she just says, she tells me which door is coming from. So if you hear that in my background, I am so sorry. But the Good Resume Project is doing wonderful. What the Good Resume Project does is it helps ambitious professionals go after what they want professionally. We offer resume writing services, any type of career development. So that falls under helping people launch their businesses. We know a lot of people have a lot of dreams and they don't necessarily know where the first step to go is. We also help with that as well. But we have done amazing work in the community. To date, we have, as a collective, put over 500 people back to work. We've provided food, clothes, turkeys, Christmas gifts, all the things. So you can think whatever you want to think when it comes to helping to alleviate some of those pressures that a lot of the underserved communities are facing in their day-to-day. And that's where COAC comes in, along with the Good Resume Project.
Amazing. That's amazing work. Raynisha, you got any questions? So for me, what I would like to say is this. I found that, working with domestic violence survivors, and specifically during the transitional process, the resume a lot of times get overlooked. The importance of the resume sometimes can just get overlooked. But we have to understand that during the transitional process, the resume is like the beginning, the start of a new life. So, when they go through the transitional process, the first thing that they say is, I need a house. But the first thing most people need is a job before they actually get the house. Now, what is that process for getting a job? So, we have to pay attention to the resume. We have to make sure that it speaks to the company or to the position that they're trying to get. And so that's where you come in handy. And let me just tell you, E does her thing. Okay. She's helped Whole Life Healing Center on several occasions. And before there was a Whole Life Healing Center, she helped me personally. And so I just want to thank you for all that you do. Now, once they get the resume, then they can land the job, right? Then,
go ahead. If I may. Okay. So yes, the resume is the first step, right? Everybody wants this phenomenal looking resume that's going to help them get the job. But people often forget that the resume is just the beginning, right? Is just what people see. They don't know you. So this is the first thing that they see on paper. You are the person that actually sells it. So outside of resume building and cover letter building, we also do career counseling. And that career counseling looks like interview strategies. It looks like preparing you to negotiate those salaries when they come to you, because people don't know that. Okay, well, I know I can negotiate my salary, but how do I do that? Right? I know I want the best outcome, the best possible outcome that I could potentially get. But how do I shoot my shot? We work through all of those different layers. Outside of negotiating salary, we talk about the other things that you can and probably should negotiate, such as time off. Those are your vacation, some of your benefits
Mhm.
that you're receiving. Those are the things, somebody came to me and said, I am looking to transition career wise. I get a lot of people who are in a space. As most people know, COVID has taught everybody that, hey, this economy, this world won't wait on you. You have to be the one to
Yes.
put
Yes.
your foot forward and basically get out there and do what you are meant to be doing, or get into a position that you get excited about waking up on Monday morning versus going into the same humdrum, oh, it's my week, oh, it's my life, right? And so we work on how to pivot. That's a big, big factor for a lot of people right now in this particular space that we're in. They don't know how to pivot their skill sets that they've learned in the corporate
Yes.
world, or in a
Mhm.
job that maybe they're not really even holding weight to. A lot of people don't often recognize their strengths. What I am good at is helping people recognize why you are here. What is
Yes.
your purpose? How can you move that forward? Even if it's the small things. And I think that's been the drive behind the Good Resume Project, because it's not just um, writing a resume and hopefully it gets you a job within the next few months or so. It is a holistic approach we're taking to make sure that you are taken care of from all angles, from every aspect of every part of your life. The things that you were thinking about doing and you don't have the confidence to do, that's what we provide in our career counseling services as well. Let's talk those things out. Let's flush them out so you can get to the next level of where you're trying to go. That's the biggest thing that I want to make clear, because after the resume comes you. If you can't sell yourself, if you can't position yourself appropriately, somebody else may get the job. Somebody else may come in
Exactly. That's
and
important.
that's important to know. And so those are the things that we make sure that we are tackling through a lot of the conversations. Even if somebody just signs up for a resume, like, hey, hey, what else are you doing? What else are
Yeah.
you doing besides this resume? So
Yeah.
that's always the big thing.
That's good. Ranisha, you look like you had something you wanted to say.
Yeah, because my phone had muted when you asked me that question. I didn't know it was on mute. Sorry.
It's okay.
But no, I was just, she kind of hit on it because some people worry about, like me. I worry about not having enough jobs and skills and stuff to put on the application. I mean, on your resume. And some people have way too many jobs that and you feel like
That's a
it's
good
just I
point.
done had too many jobs. So how do you go about that?
Absolutely. So one of the things that I think a lot of people aren't familiar with when it comes to resumes is that all based on your it's based on relevant history. It's not
Mhm.
every job that you've ever had. It's not every detail that you've ever had. It's the impact that you made at the time that you were in the role. So even if you were in a role for 6 months and you went and you got another role, and now you were in that role for about a year, then you went and got another role. You know what I mean? So it may look to the employer
Yes.
like you're bouncing around, but what employers always want to see, regardless, just everybody hear me out. They want to see the impact. Stay away from writing your duties. I made calls daily, right? How can we
Mhm.
make that impact, right? Because a lot of people are on the phone, they're doing administrative duties, they're handling operations. That's operations, baby. Now you're handling business operations. So now let's talk about it, right? So
I
now
like that.
how can we elevate that phrase, right? I made
Yeah.
calls. I made 50 calls per week, and because I made 50 calls per week, this is how I amplified my organization's operations, right? So that's what we go into. We go into the impact that an employer wants to see versus the duties that they already know that you've done in the role because they know the role, right?
Okay.
Um, so it doesn't necessarily matter the if you don't have enough jobs. It doesn't matter if you have way too many jobs. Everything within the last 10, 15 years at the very max. Please don't go any further than 15 years, people. we pull up. We pull up
Yeah.
and out. And then we teach you how to talk to the things that you probably weren't aware was a strength that you had. You know what I mean? And so that's what we uncover those hidden truths on the document, and we also uncover those hidden things that you're not sure about when we speak together during our career counseling sessions. Hopefully that
That
answered
is
your
good.
Yes, that was
yeah.
yeah, that was good.
This is good stuff. Now, I hope that the audience is paying attention because we do have a $25 gift card that we are going to give to the viewer who can answer the question that we're going to ask in a little while. But you had to have been listening because the answer have already been said, I must say. So yeah. But when it relates to the food insecurities, what is it that COAC is doing with that? How are
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
impacting with that?
Absolutely. One of our bigger things that we do push forward is our food boxes. And for a little while, I think right up until the top of COVID, before the rules and things started changing, we were in the school system, Atlanta public school system, and we were passing or providing monthly food boxes to the children. And the children ranged from anywhere from, I think they were 6 to 10 years old because we were in the elementary school system. And just to give you a little piece of where we started, um, I would go into the school monthly, provide them with the boxes. At that time, I was delivering boxes to about 50 to 60 children. And that was intended for them to get through um, the month, right? Um, that's the type of underserved community that people sometimes overlook. People in the school system may know that it exists, but if you're not in that and it's not really on your wavelength, then you may not necessarily think twice about it. You may say, "Oh, that's a great cause," but these children were children that were homeless. They were their parents were in a transient state. They were from hotel to hotel, couch to couch. It was fully impacting the way that they showed up in class. It impacted the way
Yes.
they learned. It impacted their mental state, their physical state. Administrators had a hard time keeping up with them because they would bounce around. But also, there are 6-year-olds who are going home to an empty house, right? So they're
Mhm.
going home to an empty house with nothing to eat. Their parents aren't around. For whatever reason, their parents aren't around. And now they have siblings that they have to feed who are 3 and 2 years old. And so, what these boxes were able to do was allow the young child to put something in the microwave, cut some food up, or eat something whole.
So
You know what
important.
I mean?
That's
Get to
good.
you know what I mean? Or have something in the morning to help get them to school, on top of some of the other assistance that they may have been receiving from the school system. Um, and then, of course, outside of dealing directly with the community in that way, we have adopted families. Every year we do an adoptive family program. We have an adoptive family program where we take 5 families, and
Mhm.
everybody in that family they have a list. They write their list of the things that they want, and we provide it to them. Because sometimes it is just hard, and sometimes it is just really good to
Right.
something or to know something that is good that's coming your way. So even if it's just here is a controller for your game box that you have. I don't know what they call them. My kids play these Xboxes and stuff. I guess you know you have
Yeah.
games. You have. I sound old when I said that, right? But you have
No, you're fine.
you know, but you put it, you give it to them so that they have something to wake up to on Christmas morning. We don't know what their parents were struggling with. We don't know what they're challenged with, and so that program helps to alleviate some of that. And we don't forget the parents either. You know, I know you're an adult, and hey, is there something that you want? Is it a nice blanket that you want? We still want to make sure that we are thinking of those people as well, the family as a whole. And so that's just meant to bring a smile on people's faces and alleviate some of those burdens um, of maybe I'm not able to get my child anything for Christmas. Maybe we just won't have dinner for Christmas, and maybe I won't have a turkey for Thanksgiving, which is another thing that we do. So we're doing all of these various things in the community that speak to a multitude of the underserved community. Um, and then, of course, I don't know, is it okay to talk about what we're doing together, Mia? Or
Of course. But it looked like, wait, before we go there, it looked like Renisha had something to say.
I'm
No,
sorry.
so I was just going to ask, sorry, how do you go about getting your receiving services? Do you do it only where you are, or do you provide services for?
You're breaking up, and I couldn't
She's saying,
understand.
do you provide services for other states or is it just for Georgia?
Absolutely. So currently it's just for the state of Georgia, but we are looking to expand our efforts. But normally, how I go about that is it's I'll talk to you in a two-part way. So normally, how I've gone about that is partnering with different businesses to find these groups of people. Right. It's always been the easiest route to do. However, on a more individual basis, I also have blessing bags that when I'm out in the community, I'm giving blessing bags to our homeless population. And that could be in the state of Georgia, that could be uh, in South Carolina. We just came from Florida. I was able to do some of that in Florida. And so
Good.
that
That's good.
is a little bit more, it's more mobile,
Okay.
so to speak. But as far as our initial featured efforts are all right now currently within the state. Um, and so that's hopefully that answers your question, Renisha, about how we're doing it. It's few different avenues that we use. But yes, right now currently in Georgia.
Okay.
And I just want to hone in on something really quickly before we go into what we do. I'm so proud about what we do. I will say this, and I just want to just drive this home to the survivors. Listen, we are here as a support for you. Please feel free to send us anything in our chat, send us messages. Again, these are three women up here that are here to support our community, to support our survivors. We have Rainisha, the CEO of Walk and Talk It Out, where she's working with anxiety and depression. We have Evalye, she is the CEO of COAC. She's working with resumes and food insecurities. And then you have me with domestic violence. Listen, you have a team of people right here before you.
Yeah.
If you are in a situation that you need help with any of these areas that we work with, please feel free to reach out to us. You are not alone. Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that.
Definitely.
Guys, listen, we about to go to Lisa because Lisa got a word of the day. And when Lisa come back, me and E gonna talk about what it is we do together. Stay tuned. Lisa, here we come. So it looked like Lisa got a little froze for our word of the day. So we're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna keep on moving. So the word of the day is, I'm gonna give a new one. The word of today is faith. I know we had a show on that last week, but today I really want to focus on that word. I want you guys to focus on that word. I want you guys to start having faith in yourself, having faith in your belief system, and just having faith in what it is that you were called to do, your purpose in life. It doesn't matter what the current situation look like. Believe in yourself. Have hope and know that it can happen. If it happened for somebody else, know that it can happen for you. That house that you want is possible. That job that you want is possible. The love that you want from your family is definitely possible. Know that all things work together for the good of the people who love the Lord and called according to his purpose. So be encouraged. We about to go back to E.
Definitely.
That was a whole word. Can you hear me,
Yes.
Henny? That was a whole word. And you know what? I want to just piggyback on it because it's been something that has led me. That's the word I've just been popping up for me when I prayed this week. You know, that's what I've been doing this whole week, and I just keep hearing, have faith, have faith, have faith.
Yes.
You know, but it's more of a journey, right? So I'm gonna start a little further back because number one, I love the fact that you brought up having a community. Branisha, your walk and talk it out, having impacting these people who are experiencing anxiety and depression. Hello, that's me. That is me.
Amazing.
I have come from
Yes.
most people when they look at me, they don't necessarily see that, right?
Mhm.
But realizing how my mental health has really changed over the years has is it's a blessing to watch because for a very long time I was in a very 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 dark place. The coac is a birth of my freedom mentally. It's
Yes.
of where I've come from, where I've been, and learning what my purpose was. Right? Sometimes we get caught up in the rigmarole of like our daily activity. Well, I'm a wife, I'm a mother,
Yes.
I these jobs, I'm a daughter, I please everybody, and this people pleasing and not really pleasing myself and not really recognizing who I was and not really recognizing what I was created to do and lose
Yes.
my power, giving my power to other people. I gave too much of that away, which had created this space, this dark space. But in 2018, I said, you know what? No more. I'd come through some dark, dark moments, and I said, whatever it takes for me to get up out of this space, I will do that. Whatever it was, that's my prayer to God. I will do that. It may never go away mentally, right? But I want to have the people in my space, bring people in my world that will help pull me up out, help me give me the willpower that I did not have for myself,
Yes.
um, to
Yes.
see myself in a way that I can't see myself, to give me the mental know-how to say, you know what, you got this. You can do it. I was always caught up on well, how am I going to do that? Because I don't know. Maybe you got all this over here, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. 2018,
Right.
I said no more. I said no more. I don't know how, and I don't know what the next step is going to be, but I know my why. I've always
Mhm.
said I wanted to be a person in a place to help people get to the next level or see that they see that everything is going to be okay, which is why I started community outreach and advocacy corporation just to alleviate some of that. But the good resume project, honey, that is a it's a creativity thing for me because now I can help people or position people who may not see certain things in themselves and put that out in the forefront, And just because I'm able to do that, I may be able to help them somehow in the background, because it's not necessarily about profession. It's about positioning your purpose and positioning what you were created to do, and
Ooh.
realizing that you have to have faith in all the things that God is bringing and putting into your life. It may not make sense right now, but maybe it'll make sense in the future, and trust that it'll make sense in the future. He would not bring it to you if he didn't know that you can handle it. And so that word, that
Hey,
Yes.
you
word,
better. Hey.
you gotta say that. And I keep swinging my hair because it's hot, but Right. Trying to be cute with my Maybellines. My Maybelline is falling, honey.
You know,
But I say it because that's what, if I may, that's what you and I have been able to do together.
yes,
um, I have been able to really, really work with Mia. First of all, she's doing amazing things. So everybody
Great.
here,
thank
I'm sure
you.
they know it. The
Thank
way that she is impacting, the drive that she has, I mean, it's contagious. It's
you.
contagious. And the way that she just naturally helps, just naturally. I say she has a big old fluffy heart, and
Oh, you make me blush.
you really do. But I think that's important because Mia, with the way that you do things, you're able to recognize that it's not just a process, right? There are processes that have to be put in place. But from how
Right.
I've seen how you interact with these women and how just you naturally know what it takes for them to feel whole physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You bring all of that into Whole Life Healing Center, and I think that is what makes you different than a lot of other organizations. If I can just be honest, a
Yeah.
lot of organizations are like, look, we know it's a problem. Here, let's just figure out how we're gonna work it. But they don't give the holistic approach that you're giving. Mia will not see anybody on the street. If these other organizations who help the same audience that she's helped have left these ladies out on the street with nowhere to go, that's where Mia comes in. That's where
Yes.
she comes in. She swoops them up and say, "Hey, we got you. Whole Life Healing Center got you."
You gonna
You,
make me cry now, E.
but you won't because you know from your own personal life how that is. And you would never want anybody to go through that experience. And we know that the experiences are put on this earth there or put in our path to create something greater for our lives. But
Yes.
you are somebody that is helping impact. You're helping drive. You're helping motivate. You're helping these women who can't see themselves for who they are without
Oh my gosh.
all the background, without all the noise. It's just like, hey, girl, I got you. I got you. you
Yeah,
know.
I am so honored now. I'm for real. I'm not playing now. You're gonna make me cry. No, but that's what we
Yeah.
are about.
Hmm.
That's what we are about. We're about helping each other, coming together, you know. And the thing about it is we have to support even the businesses. We have to support each other businesses. It's time out for the crab in the barrel. It's time out for that. We have to help each other to elevate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's the only way that we're all going to get where we need to be. Rainy, you would like to want to say something?
No, no, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the only way we're gonna get to where we need to be. And I said it before on other shows, and I'm gonna say it again. You know, Rainisha's my cousin. I am so proud of what she's doing right
Oh
now.
Lord.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm super proud. Like, I get excited. And the thing about it is, it don't have anything to do with her just being my cousin. And I say that out loud. It has to do with the impact that she's making, the call that she has. You know what I'm trying to say? To impact the lives of individuals with anxiety and depression. And so for me, I just feel like this is a whole movement. This is a whole, like, I can't even explain in words how important it is to have all three of us here right now. Just discussing what it is that we do, having our board. I want to shout out my board, Lawanza, my VP, Lisa, my COO. She was giving that word of the day, you know, and her internet went out. But don't worry, because we're gonna get her right back on here to give her word. We ain't gonna let her word go away because I see her. I see her, she right there. So
Yep.
we gonna get her back on here, y'all. Give us a minute. We pulling Lisa up for the word of the day. And here she go.
Y'all can see me?
Yes, we
Yep.
got
Y'all
you,
can
girl.
hear me? Okay, good. I was getting a little discouraged over here.
No, don't do it.
Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Lisa, and I'm coming to bring you the word of the day. Me, and not that I didn't enjoy your word. I love faith. It was absolutely amazing, but I got my own little word to share, okay? So here we go. Hard times are often blessings in disguise. Let go and let life strengthen you. No matter how much it hurts, hold your head up and keep going. This is an important lesson to remember when you're having a rough day, a bad month, or a crappy year. Truth be told, sometimes the hardest lessons to learn are the ones your spirit needs the most. Your past was never a mistake if you learned from it. So take all the crazy experiences and lessons and place them in a box labeled thank you.
That
I,
was
My
good.
name is Lisa, and that's my
yes,
word.
I absolutely love that, Lisa. Y'all take that word, apply it, digest it, and go into your week ready to write your thank you, okay?
Yes.
We bring in Rainisha and E back to the screen. All right, so now I'm ready to ask y'all the question. If y'all ready to answer, y'all ready? For the $25 gift card, the first person that answered this question correctly, I'm going to send it out to you. So, E said that COAC was founded in what year? What year was COAC founded? I'll give y'all a few minutes to type it in. The first person to type it in will get this gift card. Can I play? Can I type it in? And it's okay if nobody know. Then we'll just keep this gift card for next week. Next week's giveaway. I mean, it's still gonna be good next week too. So while they're trying to get that together, E, let's talk about what it is that we do together. I think that's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. So, um, you know, COAC and Whole Life Healing Center, we've been doing this thing, right? Even before we were Whole Life Healing Center and COAC, we are,
Yeah.
we're still Mia and Evalye, and Mia and Evalye have big hearts, and we always have the need and want to help others, and put them in a different place of where they are. But more specifically, uh, look, Whole Life Healing Center and the Good Resume Project have teamed up. We are actively helping survivors with building those professional development documents, providing workshops for them so that they can empower themselves to know how to position themselves when they are ready to interview or getting ready or preparing for an
Yeah.
interview. So that's a big deal, and I'm so excited that we've been able to do that for a lot of the survivors. Also, um, more recently, we started a program together called Gift a Student, which we call the GAS program. Now, Gift a
Yes.
Student, we don't want to confuse anybody, but it is still a birth of our helping hand, right? And so, this is a different audience where we are still addressing food, basic need, and security amongst college students. And so, right now, we are partnering with a few colleges here in the metro Atlanta. I don't know if we should say who they are, but we've partnered with them to provide them with these monthly boxes as well to give them a month's worth of toiletry items and food supplies because people just automatically think, okay, well, you're in college. So some of this somehow is being taken care of. But the people that we serve are people who are in a dire financial need. Some people don't have housing. They are homeless. They are about staying from pillar to post because, they're just trying to make it. Of course, college is a great step, but people often forget about some of the challenges that those students are facing. They lack family resources. They've been impacted negatively by COVID-19. And so that's where we come into place. And we are acting as a resource to provide them with these boxes full of food. I mean, just to give you an idea, I wish Mia had some pictures and whatnot, but we would put rice and beans, tuna,
Yes.
crackers, chips, water. But not just one or two, y'all. We talking the
You want me to
whole
pull up a
the
picture?
water. Huh? You got a picture?
I don't, but I can get one
I
if
got,
you want
I
me
got,
to.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know how to send it through this, but
But
we're doing amazing things uh, for our and we are targeting all colleges and universities, but we are very mindful of our minority populations, and working with them, because we know that COVID-19 has drastically impacted our minority populations. And so that's what we're working to hone in on a little bit. And ultimately, we hope to grow the program and offer more services to those college, or resources to those college students.
Yes.
But we're definitely making a few steps in various industries, and all in mind while helping,
And
holistically
that's the
helping.
thing, holistically helping. And I
Yeah.
want y'all to know something, and this is just me. I have a big personality, guys. Like, I'm always laughing, upbeat. So when we talk about surviving, when we talk about overcoming, that don't mean that we have to be down. That don't
Right.
mean that we have to be low in spirit. You know what I'm saying? It is okay to walk in faith with your head held high. Okay, we have high energy. We're here for you guys. We want you guys to feel the love that we put into these organizations, that we put into everything we do, from Walk and Talk It Out to coax to gas to Whole Life Healing Center. We put a lot of energy and time into this. We want y'all to know that you are still here, and that's something to celebrate. That is something to celebrate. We are speaking at vigils this month. I've spoken at two. I have one coming up on the 21st. There are survivors who have not made it out of their situation, whether that be anxiety and depression, whether that be suicidal thoughts or mental health or domestic violence. You are still here, and we're celebrating you, and we're supporting you.
Definitely get you a support system. It's so important. Um, because a lot of times when you going through and when you dealing with depression and or anxiety, you feel like
Mm-hmm.
you're alone. Like that's the biggest feeling. I mean, that is what I dealt with the most, is feeling alone. Even when I've been in a relationship, I have my kids, but I still felt alone because I didn't feel like people understood.
Yes.
So get you a support system, not any kind of support system, a person that can pour into you the good things that you're lacking.
Yes. Yes.
It's very important.
And the thing about it is, we're talking about resumes, and I don't want it just to seem like it only resonate with domestic violence. But if you think about it, anxiety and depression, if you continue to lay there, you will continue to feel the same way. Get you a resume together, get you a job, get up and surround yourself around people, make you some money. You know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? These resumes is applicable to anxiety and depression too. I just want you all to know that we're not speaking to just one particular set of people. We are all survivors in some way, whether it's
Sure.
breast cancer or depression or suicidal thoughts, whatever. We're all survivors. Okay, let's just get up and get to it. If you don't want a resume and you want to start a business, hit us up in the chat. Ask the question: how did you get started? How did you start Whole Life Healing Center? How did you start Walk and Talk It Out? How did you start COAC? What do I have to do? I'm just saying, we here
And
for y'all.
can I add to that too? When I was going through my depression, and all of that, I was told that really where depression comes from is suppressing all the things that you're not saying, all the things that you are not doing, right? Of course, there are other factors that play into that as well. But a lot of the times when people say, "Oh, I'm sad," or "I'm depressed," or "I can't just seem to," I feel stuck, right? Sometimes
Yes.
depression just makes you feel
Yes.
so stuck, and you just don't know. You don't know. I
Mhm.
can't around me. I don't know what's in front of me.
Yep.
I just feel what I feel, right? And so
Mhm.
to say that with the resume and the business formation that the Good Resume Project helped with, um, those are things like Mia was saying that help you get to those next levels. You may not know the how. You may not know. It may still be dark. All right here, all up in here. You can't see nothing. You're in a dark hole. You're looking up. You see a little light. Hang on to that light.
Yes.
Hang
Yes.
light, because there's always something greater on the other end of that. And when you're able to pull yourself up out of it, or have your tribe pull you up out of it, then you will be able to see what it is you truly were meant to do. Why you are here to continue on doing what you're supposed to do. For me, it was two suicidal attempts, right? Before I
Right.
got right. The first one is because look, I was lost and didn't realize how lost I was. I just kept moving, just whatever,
Mm-hmm.
floating through life. The last one took me out. It took me down because I said to myself, I don't know who I am anymore. I don't even recognize the person that I'm looking at in the mirror. I don't see what other people see. I allow whatever they say to impact me, and maybe that's who I am. Maybe I am a horrible individual. I don't know. That's how I,
Right.
you know. But when I started implementing the right people that
Yeah.
grew. I started implementing
Mm-hmm.
those people, and those people poured life into me, and they said, "You better than this, baby. You got this. Here you go. Get up. Let's go walking. Let's go
Right.
moving." That's why I like
Right.
that. Talk it out. Let's talk to me. How are you feeling? When I just didn't have the words to formulate how I was feeling, then okay, that's okay. It's
Yes.
okay to feel how you're feeling, but now
Yes.
do the small things to help get you to the next level. Is that going to do your hair? Is that giving you some food that you really enjoy? Is that putting something that makes you happy on a consistent basis around you? Is it music? What is it? Well, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at in my career. I don't know. I got you. Let's talk. Let's talk about all the things that you think you want to do. And let me help you make it make sense. Right? So that's where the good resume project comes in. I help you make it make sense if you can't make sense of it. I hope it wasn't too many senses that I said. You you can't make sense of it. That's where we come in at. That's where we come in. We act as your professional tribe. You'll have your personal tribe, but we come in as your professional tribe to say, oh,
Exactly.
you you've been having these dreams of making creating your own business, or you've been wanting to become, a manager or director of, HR. Well, I know you haven't been doing that. Maybe you've been doing something different. But let's talk about how we can, because I've met people who've done it. I've met people who were able to turn something that seemed so small on paper to something so grand. Now they're VPs and presidents of companies that I'm like, it's in a short amount.
Hello.
How did you do that? Right? That's what we tap into. We tap
And if
into
I
the.
may interject,
Go ahead. Yeah.
if I may interject, I just want to say I am so excited to see the work of God's hand on this panel right here, because we have all came from a place that, maybe we were suffering with suicidal thoughts, or maybe we were suffering anxiety and depression, or maybe we were suffering with domestic violence, but look at God. So I just wanted to hone
Yes.
in for the audience. Don't Do not allow yourself to weigh yourself down, focusing on where you are now. Know that where you are now is just temporary. He won't just help to elevate and restore other people, he will help to elevate and restore you. You just tap into your resources. You just tap into your church, your community, your groups, whatever you need to tap into. There is greatness inside of you as well. So if we can go through suicidal thoughts, if we can go through domestic violence relationships, if we can go through anxiety and depression and be sitting here on this panel today, you can too. I'm
Amen.
done.
And that's work.
Look, and I'm done.
Look, and that's work. She dropped the mic.
Yes, that's it.
Mic drop.
That's all I got to say. So, y'all, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. Before we go, I want to thank everybody who listened, everybody who prayed, everybody who watched it. Guys, before y'all go, I want to just run a few things by you. First of all, we are going to show that we still have our 5K coming up this weekend on the 23rd. We want you guys to take part in that. We are not just doing a 5K just to do it. We are doing a 5K because we are working on a security deposit assistant program. We are trying to help transition survivors out of the shelters and into their own homes. But we all know we can't do it without funds. So we do have a $25 registration fee. I'm about to put the flyer up so that you guys can get this information. This is our flyer here. So take a look at it. And you can also go to our website, www.wholelifehealingcenter.org, to register. We are also going to start doing a sponsor a survivor segment on our show where we do not share their names because this is a highly confidential situation, but we will share their situation. We will share, the amount that they need to transition just so that we can do our part in getting the word out there for them. If you're interested in donating, you will have the ability to do so for this specific family at that specific time. So, and if you're just looking for inspiration, if you're just looking for a quick 10-minute, 5-minute inspiration, we are now doing the word of the day with Lisa every day. So tune in at 9 every day for the word of the day. That is 9 a.m., not p.m. Okay, guys?
That's good.
And we are out. It's been a beautiful show. Thank you all. We're going to end. We're going to leave the good resume up. Okay. Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.